Oceans are the key to understanding the climate and climate change because oceans cover 70% of the planet, and over 90% of the global warming heat that we get goes into the oceans. So if you want to know how fast the Earth is warming, or how fast it has warmed in the past, the answer is in the ocean. So ocean warming is global warming. And what we've found is that starting around back to when our data was global, back to about 1958, there was a mild warming in the oceans, but then that rapidly began to increase in the mid 80s. And so we've seen an acceleration. And in fact, the Earth is warming about 4 to 5 times faster now than it was in those earlier decades. So the oceans are telling us or showing us that the Earth is warming and that it is sped up. And it also gives us some sense of what's going to happen in the future, in the next 5 or 10 years, because the oceans have a big, what's called thermal inertia. And everyone knows that. I mean, you've heard the phrase, a watch pot never boils. That's because it takes a lot of energy to heat up water. And the water holds its heat for a long period of time. So oceans tell us information or give us information that extends over long periods of time because of its thermal inertia. And so the oceans are telling us a clear picture. The Earth is warming. The warming is increasing. And we actually have new data that we're gathering right now that suggests the increase is even faster than we'd previously anticipated. So be on the lookout for a paper in the next 3 months or so from us. And now, why do we care, though? We care because the ocean heat ends up in the atmosphere. And the moisture in the ocean also ends up in the atmosphere. The oceans control our weather. The oceans warm or cool the air, and the oceans also humidify the air, and that's what causes storms. So as we warm oceans, especially the surfaces of the oceans, it creates more extreme weather, which then leads to heavier rains, heavier downpours, but also changes in precipitation patterns that we see on land. So oceans are really important, not only as a basic science topic in global warming, but also important because of the societal impact of their impact on weather or their influence on weather.